Well, good morning. Welcome to the end of week 3 and the beginning of week 4. And most of you are doing great. Um, some of you have had questions, and I wanted to review a few of those questions with everyone today, just so it's clear. The first 2 weeks, the Canvas software actually assigned you a group. And these groups were pretty good size. I think they were 10 plus people each. Now, starting week 3, as you know, as I mentioned in my announcement last week, you get to pick when you want to meet with the people who have picked the same times. And days, I should mention. And so now that you've picked the groups, hopefully you're interacting together. You're working on the projects together. There are actually 5 group assignments in week 3. And you've deposited those back into the module. So Spencer Walsh and I can grade those, and you're moving forward. So it's really important to stay close to your group. If your group is 2 or 3 or 4 or 7 or 8, it doesn't really matter. As long as you're involved in the group, you all are participating and you submit your information for grading. I hope that's clear. If it's not, just send me a note. A couple of you have done that, and I tried to clarify it, but it is different from week 2. Week 3 now you get to pick your group. And this will be the same group that you will use for the balance of the semester. There are a few things that are due here shortly in week 3, so I'd recommend that you look at the syllabus and the course module. Now moving on to week 4, we do have 2 more cases this week. Most of these cases are group collaboration, except for there is another 50-point case-based essay at the very end. And so it'd be fine to discuss what you want to talk about in your essay in your group. I have no problem with that. Even have them read your essay would be fine. And as long as there's no plagiarism, that this is your original work. I wanted to review, though, before you get into week 4, the case-based essay and what actually we will be looking for. And so if you refer to the overview for the case-based essay, there are a number of things different than what we looked for in the first essay. This will be a little bit more complex. It'll require a little bit more time. And so I'd recommend that you start reading the case as soon as you can, spend time on it with your group, and then write your essay. There is also a link in the overview that will remind you how to write a case-based essay. But among other things in this particular case essay, you're going to evaluate various strategic options. And there are, I think, 8 questions that are going to be asked of you. And we will look for you to have those answered in some completeness to score the highest scores on the essay. This does take effort and time and thought. When I did this, when I was in school back at the turn of the century, I read it the week before, thought about it over the weekend and Monday perhaps, and then started to outline what I wanted to say, how I wanted to say it, what I needed to research. And so if there were, and in this particular case, there are some spreadsheets, there's some evaluations, some net present values you have to do. And so it's not just a matter of giving your opinion about things. There are actually some things you have to do and send those in as part of the grade. So I'd recommend that you do that as early as you can on all of these essays. The midterm will be the same way. Spend time thinking about it, analyzing it, outlining it, and then begin to write about it. Again, it's totally okay to leverage the expertise of your group, let them know what you're thinking, and get feedback. When you've completed your essay, it's fine with me to have one of your group or two of your group review your essay. They may see some things that may help you down the road, and so again, take advantage of that. We are here to answer any questions, help you along if we can, and this is a 400 level class, and I think you're sensing that. And so there's a lot to do with it. It's a detailed, intricate class that requires a lot of focus and thought. So I hope you can accomplish that. Lastly, about mid-year and also towards the end of the year, I am going to offer up as an alternative to the case-based essay, a live Zoom chat with me. And you are free, and I'll let you know when you can do this, but you're free to ask questions of me, written beforehand or during the Zoom meeting. We may include all the sections for that, so there may be hundreds of students, so I would recommend that you get your questions in when I ask for them. But a number of you have asked me about my career and how I got to where I was, and so I think this will be an effort to talk to you a little bit about how I started, where I got, and how I got there. So we will do that mid-year, and if I get it approved, we'll eliminate one of the case-based essays, and you'll get 50 points for asking questions and attending. So again, feel free to ask questions. I'm fine with that. I may not, have the answer to it, or the answer happens to be something you need to research and discover for yourself. Then I may not answer it, but I may guide you the right direction. I hope you're doing well and staying safe. This is an interesting time in the world and in the church. And I hope that you're staying close to your Heavenly Father. You're doing the things that you need to do that. The scriptures are a great resource of strength and a great blessing in the lives of the saints and everyone around the world. So I hope you're spending time to recharge your battery there as well. Have a wonderful week. Be well, and we'll talk to you shortly. Bye-bye.